Alright, so let's piggyback on the previous concept. We explored these APIs using our browser. So essentially, when we, let's say, clicked on a random cat fact, we essentially went to this HTTPS, right? Cat fact, ninja fact, and whatnot. Now, Chrome will shorten this, but there is an HTTPS here, as we can see here. We sent in a GET request, and this catfact.ninja API responded with a random fact. And we used our browser to do this. So our browser is a program, right? It is an application on our computer, which sent a request to this catfact.ninja API, the other program that lives on this server. They communicated to each other. And then catfact ninja API sent back this JSON object to our browser, and our browser displayed it to us. Basically, two programs talking to each other. One is our browser, which is on our computer, and another one is the API, which lives on this catfact.ninja server, right? Okay, well, I've mentioned that this is not the only way to talk to an API, and remember our previous video about using curl requests. So we are on review concept 2, and we can use a simple program, curl. Look back to our handout to how to explore the APIs using curl requests. Okay, so what happens if I want to just use a curl request to get something from a specific API? Well, let's do that. Now, if you have a Mac, or if you have an Ubuntu Linux system, or if you've correctly installed WSL for Windows, this should work, no problem. In fact, if you just type in curl, whether it is Mac or WSL2 on Windows, or in the Ubuntu system, Ubuntu Linux, if you type in curl, we should have something like so. So it says curl try, curl help, or curl manual. So you should have a similar, essentially a similar response. So like if I type in curl -- help, I will have a bunch of options to send in. So what I can do, I can in fact take this API endpoint. I'll copy it. Actually, let's go with the cat facts. I'll copy this here, and I will say, okay, curl, go to this API endpoint and get me back the information from it. And if I run it, oh, look, something very similar to the output here. Now, our browser, right, made it very pretty here. We can pretty print it, but in fact, we have the same kind of response. We have a fact, which is our key. We have our value, and we have length here. And if we do the same thing again, we'll have a different response. Same as here, right? So here we are having our browser, which is a very complicated program, talking to another program, the catfact.ninja, and getting a response. Here we have curl essentially talking to an API and getting a response, right? Go back to the curl video. What would happen if we can do something like curl www.google.com? Well, we have what looks like a bunch of junk, but essentially this is the data for the home page of Google. Now this is not the whole code for Google. It's just what the home page of Google returns. We essentially told curl to go to google.com and get back whatever google.com is giving us back. In fact, if we feed this into a code editor, we can essentially show the Google homepage. we just went curl google.com, essentially say, hey, google.com, give us a response. And google.com gave us a response. And if we really wanted to, we can make sense of it. Doctype.html, we have a bunch of things here. We have some JavaScript here. This is all minified, of course, because this is the Google homepage. But essentially, all it is whatever the Google homepage returns. Let's do another example. We will go and throw in CoinDesk, right? Let's copy this here. And I will clear this up. And we'll do curl and API CoinDesk.com and API current price.json. And let's run this. And we have the same thing, right? We have a same response as if we hit it with a browser. Not the same data, but the same response. Because here we're using the browser to get it, and here we're using curl, which is a small program which just communicates with the CoinDesk API. So, good. We can talk to web APIs using the browser, and we can talk to web APIs using curl. We can also talk to web APIs using JavaScript, which is what we're going to explore next.